Alright, y'all. What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your boy, Cardinal Red, and we're back for another one. Check out this view, y'all. Alright, so today I want to talk about, what's the topic? Setting the debate. Crawford, Porter, Spence-Ugas, and Pacquiao's best fight. Alright, y'all, so y'all know me, man. We keep it moving over here. Pacquiao lost. But it's not the end of the day. You know, he might be back. Just depends. But there are big fights coming up. Mainly, I think the next big fight coming up is Wilder the Fury. But then we got Lopez Cambosa. Then we got, I think, right after that is Porter Crawford. So Porter Crawford, I think, for me being a welterweight fan, is one of the biggest fights out there. How's this fight going to end? How's this fight going to play out? I think, unfortunately for Shawn Porter, I don't think he's a good enough fighter to beat Terence Bud Crawford. I think Crawford has just enough to take him out. And y'all know how I feel kind of about the whole Pacquiao situation. Why certain guys didn't fight him. Why certain guys, you know, ducked. Why certain guys, you know, hey, waited for him to retire. But I think Porter, although a good fighter, I don't think he possesses enough speed or all-around boxing skill to beat Terence Crawford. I think Terence Crawford's going to take him down. He's going to pick him apart. He might even knock him out around the 10th, you know, 11th round. Simply because I think he'll wear Shawn Porter down with his speed. And I'm going to do another video regarding this topic. It's going to be titled something different. It'll probably come out after this one. But I think definitely Terence Crawford has way too much speed for a fighter like Shawn Porter. Then you got Spence-Ugas. Very interesting matchup. I think Spence-Ugas was it was set up from the beginning. I think they needed to build Ugas' name up, and it just so happens the superstar he got to build his name off of was Manny Pacquiao. And he did what he was supposed to do. You know, whether he had prior knowledge that he was going to fight Manny Pacquiao before the fight or not, he did what he was supposed to do. You can't hate him for winning the fight. So how do I think Spence-Ugas plays out? Now, this is a controversial one to me because I think there might be something actually wrong with Spence's eye that he knew about before he canceled the Pacquiao fight. But I think it's not as severe as they made it seem to be. I think it's just one of those things he needed to have fixed. It just so happened that was the right time for him. It was, you know, it was the perfect time for him to pull out of that fight. And that was the perfect excuse for him to use was, hey, I got a torn retina or detached retina. Now I don't have to fight Manny Pacquiao. So I feel like this. You know, if he would have had to fight Pacquiao, it would have been a 50-50 fight. He might have lost the belt. The end goal is to get a fight with Terence Crawford, and the only way he can do that is if he holds on to those belts. I'm not saying that Ugas is a gimme fight, because I actually think Ugas can beat Spence and beat him convincingly, but I think seeing what happened to Manny Pacquiao and how they use Manny Pacquiao, I think they're going to use Ugas kind of in the same way. Ugas is going to be the sacrificial lamb along with Shawn Porter, for lack of a better word, to get that Crawford-Spence fight finally cracking. I think these are the last two fights both Crawford and Spence are going to have before they fight each other. I think these are the two warm-up fights for them to fight each other. And I think Pacquiao and you guys were just sacrificial lambs in the whole thing to bring it all together. Now, how does that fight play out? I think you guys, like I said, has enough talent to beat him, but I think Errol Spence is going to edge him out. I think you're going to see him outpoint. He's not going to knock you guys out. He's going to outpoint you guys. Win. I think the same thing with Terence Crawford-Porter, except I think Crawford has a better chance of knocking Porter out, because Porter in the later rounds, I don't like Porter in the later rounds, especially not against a stamina, speedy type of fighter like Crawford. Okay, and now you have the topic of Manny Pacquiao's best fight. What was his greatest fight, most memorable fight? That's a tough one, and that's a debate I'm going to open up to the subscribers. I want you guys flood the comment section, man. Tell me what you guys, which one is you guys' favorite Pacquiao fight. Off the top of my head, from the fights that I actually saw, I would have to say Cotto and Margarito are very high on my list, just because of, what he was able to accomplish by beating bigger, stronger guys. But my favorite Manny Pacquiao fight of all time is the Morales fight. I think the Morales-Barrera fights. And I'm going to do another video, a separate video breaking down why. But, basically, those were my two favorite fighters when Pacquiao beat them, Morales and Barrera. And Pacquiao destroyed both of them. He retired, I think, both of them. Barrera, both of them might have retired. I think they came back and might have had a couple more fights. I think Barrera had more fights than Morales after Pacquiao, but Pacquiao definitely retired Morales. And for that reason, Pacquiao Morales, Pacquiao Barrera will always be my favorite Pacquiao fights. Those will be the most memorable fights for me, because those are the fights that actually made me a Manny Pacquiao fan in a lot of ways. Those, I was a Barrera fan. I followed Barrera very closely. Then I picked up on Morales, started following Morales closely, followed B-Hop very closely. But at that time, it was Manny Pacquiao who came on like a whirlwind and just tore it up. So let me know what y'all think down in the comment section, man. Who's y'all favorite Pacquiao fight? Who's the best, most memorable fight he ever had, man? It's your boy Cardinal Red, and we are out of here. Terence Crawford. Shawn Porter, on the other hand, is a guaranteed barn burner between two of the best fighters in the stacked welterweight division. It also serves as Crawford's first measuring stick after facing so many solid yet unspectacular opponents. Porter is one of boxing's most reliable action fighters. His relentless pressure and incredible self-belief ensures that all of his bouts are entertaining. Porter lost to Errol Spence Jr. was one of the best fights of 2019. His 2016 loss to Keith Thurman was equally thrilling. Porter's fights with Danny Garcia and Kell Brook were also action-packed affairs.